Hey guys, welcome back to Proc Nation, and in this video, we're taking a look at the Galaxy Buds Pro. We're also briefly comparing it to the Galaxy Buds Live because it was released pretty recently as well. Also, this entire video is shot using the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra that we did a review on recently, so make sure you guys check that out. Let's get started. Now, the Galaxy Buds Pro are their new and improved buds in the wireless earphone spectrum. Seems like Samsung's been dropping so many of these. This is the new iteration, and we're going to be figuring out whether or not, if you have the Buds Live, it's worth it for you to switch over to the Buds Pro. Of course, design-wise, the box looks almost identical. It's pretty much exactly the same. The change obviously comes into the buds themselves. So looking at the buds, one is an in-ear earphone, which means it goes into your ear canal with that silicone tip, while the other is the bean-shaped that rests on the outside. So this was a huge turning factor for a lot of people when the Buds Live came out, because it was the first not in-ear earphones like the AirPods that were very comfortable from Samsung. Let's get started by talking about the overall build quality and design on both of these. Now, focusing on the Buds Pro, obviously this is the in-ear silicone type. Like I mentioned, it goes into the ear canal. The silicones do feel a little bit softer and more comfortable than I'm used to on previously used buds like the JBL, the Jabra. I feel like this is a little bit more comfortable. The size is slightly bigger than the Buds Plus of the previous generation, but that's because they fit in all this other additional tech stuff that we're going to talk about later in the video. They don't look very massive and like very obtrusive to your face. So I do like the design on this overall, and even though I'm not a fan of in-ear earphones, these were pretty comfortable for a certain time period, I guess. So up to 2 hours, you'd feel comfortable. After that, it got a little bit tight in my ears, not even pressure-wise. It felt like it was weighing down on my ears. So that was one thing. Meanwhile, the Buds Live are the bean-shaped earbuds that sit on the outside of your ear, and nothing really goes into your ear canal. So if you're someone who doesn't like things sticking in your ear, you're gonna like the Buds Live, and you're gonna be pretty happy with it. In terms of the fit and design, for me, I felt pretty comfortable. They didn't really fall out of my ears at all, actually, and I've been using these for a while. I've been going running with them, jogging with them, working out with them. They've performed pretty well. Now let's talk about the active noise cancelling, the ANC found on both of these earphones. The Galaxy Buds Live had active noise cancelling, and it was pretty terrible. Now, the noise cancelling on the Buds Pro knocked this right out of the park. This becomes pretty much non-existent when you compare the noise cancelling to this. This one pretty much just sits on the outside, and it can pretty much cut out just low frequencies, while this can cut out low, mid, and even high frequencies to a certain extent. And that's why this ANC is way better than you can find on the Buds Live. So when it comes to ANC, the ANC on the Galaxy Buds Pro is far more superior than the Buds Live. This is pretty much non-existent. If you want ANC, this is the way to go. Now let's talk about the sound quality and performance of the Galaxy Buds Pro. First impressions for the sound quality, I do think that the bass on the Buds Pro is significantly higher than that on the Buds Live. The Buds Live did really well for sound quality. I really didn't expect to perform that well, but it was one of the better earphones that I've ever used in terms of truly wireless, I guess you could say. Overall, this does feel like a very good contender for one of the best wireless earphones. Alright, so now this is the mic test for the Buds Pro. I'm connected to the mic in the Pro video mode, so all the sound that you're hearing of my voice is coming out from the Buds Pro. So I'm right here next to this very loud water fountain. So let's hear how it really sounds, cuts out sounds around us, how the overall mic quality is compared to the Buds Live, which we're going to switch over to now. Alright, same exact environment, same wind, same water fountain. This is now the sound coming out of the Buds Live, and this is what it sounds like. Now, when I was talking about the overall performance of the mic, this is where you should be seeing the difference between the Buds Pro and the Buds Live. Sound quality has been pretty nice. I didn't expect something bean-shaped that sits on the outside of your ear to perform as well as these did. Obviously, the bass is not a kicker. It's not very strong, but there is some bass present on this, which was quite surprising. However, using the Buds Pro, I do feel like the Buds Pro are slightly better when it comes to sound performance than the Live in the overall look of things, in the highs, lows, and mids. But when it comes to the bass performance, it's way bassier than the Buds Live. Now, I showed you guys the application, the wearable application or the Buds application on iOS, where you can control the different type of sounds that you're getting. So you can boost for bass, you can have a dynamic sound that kind of helps enhance this with the equalizer. But right off the bat, if you just take them out and start using them, the Buds Pro with the ceiling, with the bigger, heavier, bassier sound, sounds a little bit better to me. And even at the louder volumes, I felt like the Buds Pro performed better than the Buds Live. Next, let's talk about some additional features coming in with the Galaxy Buds Pro. Now, the previous generations had something like the ANC as well as the ambient sound mode. In this one, it has that, but does it intelligently. Now, if you're in a surrounding with a lot of cars and you're walking a pedestrian on a bicycle, whatever, you want ambient sound turned on. You can also do that intelligently using this because it detects your speech. So if you're having a conversation with someone, the microphone on this will hear you speak and switch from ANC to the ambient sound mode for you to be able to have that conversation. This will last you for 10 to 15 seconds from our testing. Once your conversation is done, it detects that you're not speaking anymore. It switches back to the ANC. Really great feature about this is that switch intelligently, and I really do like that. When it comes to the application and using the wearables or Buds Pro application, they're pretty much very identical to each other when it comes to the settings and controls. Obviously on Samsung devices, you get things like in the labs, the latency gaming control. The latency natively is about 300 milliseconds, which isn't really great for competitive gaming, but you can change that within the labs mode and decrease the sound quality to get that responsiveness. So that's possible on the Samsung devices. You can't get that on iOS or even other Android devices from my testing. But otherwise, the performance of the software and how it works and you interact with it is identical for both these devices. When you're talking about the battery life on the Buds Pro, you're getting anywhere from 5 hours if you're not using the case to about 18 hours if you're using the case and ANC turned on, all the way up to 20 plus hours if you have ANC turned off. So it's a pretty durable, long-lasting battery life. You can obviously use the earphones, set the case aside, charge it wirelessly because it supports that while you listen to your music. Takes a quick little charge to get this charged up, put your earphones in, fully charged up. Very quick cycle that can repeat over and over again. So battery life on this is pretty decent. Buds Live will have a slightly better battery life, but at the compromise of sound quality and ANC. So, who is the Galaxy Buds Pro really for? And you have the Buds Live. Is it worth for you to upgrade to the Buds Pro? If you like earphones that are comfortable, that don't go into your ear canal, and you don't really care that much about ANC, the Buds Live is the move. If you just want pretty comfortable, convenient earphones that will last you a pretty long time with the battery life, then the Buds Live is the way to go. However, if you're someone who prefers noise cancelling that works pretty darn well, looks different than the bean-shaped, you don't mind things going in your ear, and you want a proper seal for sound quality and more bass, then the Buds Pro is the definite choice for you. Apart from that, usability wise, it's almost identical to each other. Connection times are very fast. This has Bluetooth 5.1 while this has Bluetooth 5.0. It doesn't really make much of a difference because they connect very quickly, and it's almost insignificant the difference between those two. So overall performance for both of these, you're not going to go wrong with either of them, but it obviously does come down to the use case and your preference for which one you want. So that's about it, guys. That is our review of the Galaxy Buds Pro and a quick little comparison with the Galaxy Buds Live. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. This entire video, fortunately or unfortunately, was recorded using the S21 Ultra. So this was a quick little hint of what the camera looks like on the S21 Ultra. If you want a full review, we're going to link that up. We've done that recently as well. Definitely check that out, and we'll see you again in the next video.